welcome back to my channel this week. How we all doing? Yaya Kuke, Baoni, what's how are you in French? Sava? Ha! Hey, polyglot in the making. Welcome again today to the studio, to my channel, to Jumoke says hi. She says hi, looking all pretty, all glammed up. We're twinning in different fabrics, but twinning all the same. Welcome and hang in there as we go right into it today. So today I want to be talking based off on where I left off last week. We talked about building multiple sources of income. I'm really not going to do a rundown. If you didn't watch that video, please go back and watch that because I'll just be continuing from where I stopped. In building multiple sources of income, one of the biggest challenges that I have experienced, and I'm sure a lot of people experience, is raising funds, right? So I'm going to title today's episode How to Deal with SBS. And SBS is simply starting big syndrome. Starting big syndrome. So according to Jules dictionary, Jules being me, SBS is a condition, mostly a mental condition, where you're just in freeze mode because what you require or the capital you need to start up your business or to start up your other source of income, it doesn't really tally with what your pocket is saying, you know. So just like with every other medical condition, emotional, mental condition, SBS also has its own unique symptom. Symptom number one is frustration. If you're suffering from SBS, it is most likely that you will be displaying signs of frustration. You're angry, you want to do this thing, you have this dream, you want to build this income, and you don't have money. That is the first symptom for someone who is suffering from SBS. If you are in that constant state of mind where you're just tired of this country, trying to gather this money since you don't have any best uncle, if you're in a constant state of asking yourself, where were your parents? What were they doing when Dangote was building and Otedola were building their own fortune? Like, why can't you be great? You have SBS there. So the second symptom of SBS is procrastination. So you had that idea when you were 18, just when you were about to finish grad school, or just when you were about to enter into the university, or at whatever point you were, and you have had that idea for the longest time. But the problem is that there's no money. So 5 years have passed, 10 years have passed. Okay, well, and here we are. Gray hair, aching back, you know, and you're just basically not doing anything. So you know that you have SBS when the only reason why you have not actually started out with that business is because you could not fund it. You wanted that big, you wanted to raise that big sum of money to be able to fund it and start out big and show them that, you got this. My dear, you have SBS. So fortunately for anyone and everyone who is watching this video, Dr. Jules has a cure. So I'm not just going to talk about your symptoms. By the way, those are just two of the symptoms, but there's a cure. Now, a scientific approach, a scientific approach I have developed over time that has worked for me is, when I want to build another source of income, how I deal with SBS is basically SLS, and SLS is to start lean. Start lean. We don't want to hear this, but it's the truth. You want your uncle to give you money, or your aunt, or your parent, or you want to be able to save to raise a certain amount of money to be able to go big. Meanwhile, most of the time, what it needs is just for you to be able to start lean. So what I do, my scientific approach is, if I want to generate another source of income and I put all my numbers together, and I see that the startup capital that I need is, say, 50 million naira, for instance, I try to narrow it down to starting with only 10% of what I had initially calculated that I needed to start off that business. So rather than seeking for a 15 million naira investment or loan or grant, of course, depending on the type of business or idea or product or service you want to go into, I start out first with my own 10%. I start out with like 5 million naira, for instance, and then I sort of try to build my 5 million naira in such a way that I see if that my idea or that other product or service I want to go into will work. Now the reason why I do this is, one, many times when you rush and you put in a huge amount of money, ideas are a dime a dozen, or how do they say it? Ideas are a dime a dozen. So the idea that you have and you want to put in 100 million, 50 billion into it, someone else has started out with maybe 50k, and they only get to the point of needing all of that huge investment when they want to scale. So if you're just starting out in building that sort of income or building that business or building that brand, I would say that you use my scientific technique of 10%. Start lean, start small, and just sort of only request for much bigger funding when you want to scale up that business. But you can start with just a fraction, a 10%. I mean, in fact, for me, it is even it goes even much further. So whether I have the entire sum of money I need or not, I would rather put the 90% in probably a savings account or an interest-based account, and just to see what that 10% would do. The way that an idea works in your head is different from the way it works physically. So it is very important that you don't drown or throw in huge sums of money down a drain because you want to do big. Start lean, start small, okay? So the second cure that I have found to be very effective if you have SBS is to partner, to have people that you're partnering with, to bring other people into the idea. So how that works is, if I have a list and on my list is equipment for 100 billion naira. So if you need 100 billion naira, for instance, and someone who can lease or who has those equipment, you can do a proposal and say, can you be a partner? So at the end of the day, you will not need 100 billion anymore. It will be reduced because you already have someone who is going to bring in equipment that are probably worth 80 billion. If you need someone who will be in tech, offer them certain shares or percentages in your business or in the venture or in the stream of income that you're looking to build. Basically, partnership, not only do you share the risk, it has a lot of rewards. Of course, being able to find the right partners is also a very valid point, but it has a lot of rewards. You're sharing the risk. Yes, you're sharing the reward, but when you're sharing the risk with someone else, there is sort of a better balance. You're not under pressure to raise that big sum to be able to start that business or start that venture anymore. Okay, so I'm going to stop it at 2 because I want this video to be a lot shorter than the others. Let me know if you're suffering from SBS, and let me know if this was helpful. Of course, there are quite a number of tools that you can use to teach yourself to start lean. I read The Lean Startup by Eric Rice, when I was just going to start up all of this. So you can start by reading that book and just learn how to deal with SBS. You're not alone though. We all have like the start big syndrome. Everybody wants to start big, but you start small and grow it from there. That's a more effective way to build that business or that income. So until next week, see you all. Subscribe. just that button. Click on it. Thank you. Bye.